What up, though, homies? It's your homie Grand Tizzle, and we back for a little bonus tutorial today. Well, it's not a tutorial. Really, I just want to work on some skills and just have a little bit of fun, and I'm inviting you to watch. This is almost kind of going to be like how the future tutorial, well, not the future tutorials. It's going to be kind of like how the live filming, or the live YouTube streaming, that's it. It's kind of going to be how the live streaming is, and you can just get to watch me work and hone in a few skills and things like that, and all that type of fun cool stuff. So check this out. First thing we're going to do here is the disco ball. I want to pull up a disco ball, and this is just one of them ones where I'm not going to be doing a lot of talking. Well, actually I am. I'm going to be doing a whole lot of talking, but I'm not going to be doing a lot of training. You know what I'm saying? But if you can learn some stuff by looking, that's cool. But if you want the explanation version of it all, somebody gave me some advice on this, like, T, why you just don't circle around it like that? Because I always do the other little method. Well, sometimes, you can't get it clean, in my opinion, like that sometimes. But look like I'm getting it clean here. Huh? How about that? Look at that. But anyway, I got plenty of training going on this page, on my YouTube page, as well as on my website. So we're just gonna have a little bit of fun today. Ain't nothing wrong with having fun, right? If girls want to have fun, guys too. You know what I'm saying? Okay, and let's delete that and then clean up that garbage bag. Not. Oh no, that's ugly. See, that's why I'm gonna use that, man. Let me start this off, man. Back that up. Back it up. There's a method I like to use here. Let me show y'all the method right here. I make a perfect square around the circle. It's quick. I thought that might have been quicker, but actually this to me is maybe a little quicker. So I like to make a square, and then I like to hold Control cut it, and then paste it. And delete this layer, that trash layer, and then just go to my circle tool here. See, I'm teaching. See, I can't help it. I'm a fruitcake. Okay. And I'll take my cursor from one end, hold Shift, click down, and pull it to the other end, or until I get a circle that I want. And that's pretty clean. That's clean enough for me. I'm gonna invert it, hit delete. Oops, sorry. Didn't mean to delete that. Let me back that up and hit delete on that layer. So now I got the clean circle. Of course, we're going to sharpen the levels up on this. I have a general idea of what I'm going to do here. I'm going to kind of brighten it up a little. I got a small little idea of what I might want to do. We're going to bounce some balls around here, hither and dither. So we're just going to make a few layers and move it up and down. Just have some fun little balls here and there. I hate saying that because I get the giggles. Boys are just silly. Dudes, men, period. Males. As soon as we say the word balls, man, our wheels start spinning. Okay. Girls get all funny style looking. Okay. Oops. No, I'll make another layer. And I encourage you to go pick up volume 2 and 3. I got it bundled, and it's only going to be available just a little longer, just a teeny longer. And the reason why is not because it's because when I send out the notice, some people don't get it all at the same time. So by me sending it out this close this weekend, you got some people that don't look at the weekend. People don't really look at the emails until after the weekend is over, Monday. So you have to probably close to the middle of the week to pick up your copy. Okay, this cool. And actually, we're gonna keep it real simple here. I'm gonna, you know what? Here, let's do something. We're gonna have some fun. Let's create another layer and pick our mouse tool, and let's go up here and make some particles. So I'm gonna select this dot. Okay, that's cool. And we'll make those as particles. Now, so what we'll do is we'll get the brush presets, and we'll start, you know, toying around with it. Space it out, adjust the size and all. And shape dynamics. So I got some different shapes going on here. Slightly off, scatter it a little bit more. Now some brushes like they act different from other brushes, right? So you gotta be mindful of that. We're gonna spread this out a little bit so it can be real sporadic. Yeah, something like that. Matter of fact, maybe even more sporadic. Spread it out, releasing the count. Okay, cool. Yeah, cool. And let's go back to shape dynamics. Adjust the size, jitter, and go from there. Now we'll keep that. Actually, I didn't really want it like that, but that's we're gonna keep that just to have some noise in the background. And then we'll make a lighter one, and make another layer. Make these ones bigger. Right? Let's spill a little here, spill a little there. Let's make it like very random here. I want to get some random vibe going on. And let's do something fun, like give it a little blur here. Well, a lot of blur. And then we'll do another layer and shrink it, you know, just, you know, a little fun stuff like that, you know, no big deal. Now, I got some, okay, so let's go get some faces real quick. So here we go. Now, y'all sitting around, y'all being too serious, man. You know what I'm saying? Too serious, it's too quiet around here. So I think I'm gonna start singing, man. I'm about to start singing, I think. Oh, actually, you know what? Here, watch this. Hey, how you doing? My name is Charlie, last name Wilson. I was wondering if I could take you out, show you a good time. This is in your mouth. Put this thing in your mouth, girl, you can call me. That was dumb, man. That was real stupid. It's your homie grand fruit ball. I think that's it. Did I pick 5? I don't know. First of all, okay, here. Okay, let me get some heads around here. Here, let me drag him up in there. Hit enter. Oh, okay. We got a few bodies in there. Okay. Oh, all right. Look like a little people showed up to the party. Oh, cool. Okay. So we'll keep these right now, and let's put Meek. He's still trying to call Rihanna, trying to get her back. You know what I'm saying? Just give it up, bro. After you did that little slip on World Star. Oh, speaking of World Star, man, we got to give a very special condolences to Q and his family. I don't know if you guys are familiar with it. If you follow the hip hop scene, you'll know that Q was the founder and creator of WorldStarHipHop.com, and of course that's a, you know, it's a worldwide, world known website, and it's a site where You pretty much go to find out what's the the new ratchet trend that's going on, fights, and whoever new artist might be out. So it was a place where you kind of just go find out, all of the madness. That's why I call myself Madness, because that's what it is. It's all madness. If you watch World Star Hip Hop, you're part of that mad world, because I guess I can relate to it. I'm watching it. All right, so but yeah, we'll get a special shout out to him. He passed away. He just recently passed away. And they say that he passed away from a heart attack. But when I first heard the news, they say he passed away from. Oh, look at that, Chris Brown with Rihanna's body. How about that? They say he passed away in a salon. Okay, they say he was getting a massage and he was unresponsive. Now they're saying he woke up in his bed. I mean, he passed away in his sleep. See, so get the story together before y'all get it out there, because you're going to raise conspiracy levels. And of course, your homie Grand, conspiracy theorist head. Nah, I ain't no conspiracy theorist, man. But I know one thing. These sausage things right there. So we're gonna just go ahead and just now we ain't gonna be really super duper clean with this, because let me get a shadow, because you're not really gonna see all of the everything like that, right? So we're not gonna put a whole lot of emphasis on that. Okay. And let's kind of just put her in the background, since she on the parental discretion advised vibe. Now, one thing I can talk to you about, and that's something that you can take away from this session, that I'm kind of just toying around with, having fun, really, is the rule of thirds and the golden ratio. And let's sharpen that up. And what that is it's kind of a way of framing images or framing pictures. It's all about framing. Everything is about proper framing. And if you know that rule, you will understand. Here, you know what? He got that trim around him, so let's select that and go to filter and refine the edge, and kind of probably do some things. Maybe adjust the contrast a little. Let's see it. Shift the edge. You can see it shrinking. And that'll be good enough. Invert and delete. But what it is, it's a form of composition that frames images and make them look a certain way, right? If you frame them right, and framing is basically like where you put everything, you understand? And you can apply this idea even to like your home, like home decorating. You apply it to your fashion, clothes and things like that. Oops, sorry about that here. I want to erase some of this dirt off of Rihanna. But you apply this concept. We're gonna be erasing some stuff on her anyway. You apply this concept to matter of fact, she probably gonna be behind him. It's a good blend there. But we're gonna put her behind Chris. Don't nobody want me to hide the nip. I know, man. Come on, get the nip in. Okay, and that's kind of cool. But the way that there's a rule, and the way the rule works is when you're designing, you got to kind of understand how the thirds work a little, how the rule of thirds or the golden ratio, which is a number that was created by a guy named 𝗃𝗂𝗃𝗁 or 𝗃𝗂𝗃 or something like that. You know, I'll leave a link at the bottom so you guys can do the research on your own. But it's just a good math to know. It's just something good to understand. Now, if I can, I'm gonna try to explain it to you in I want to say layman's term. Not calling nobody lame. I don't even know what layman's term mean. I'm just saying it because it just really kind of sound polished. And I'm a goofball. But what it is usually when you're decorating, you like to use odds. You use odds, right? And you use it in a way that's pleasing. It kind of balances things out, right? Now, right now we got 4 faces. To balance this out, we're going to use 5 images, 5, right? And we're going to place it in a way where it's going to be pleasing and balanced to the eye here. And the different people is going to have different sizes and things like that. Now, we go much more in depth in the tutorials over at 𝗃𝗂𝗿𝗁𝗍𝒑, but I'm just going to, and you can pick that up in volume, that shameless promotion, see, T. But where's training? You know, what am I supposed to do? Just have some training and not tell you, you know what I'm saying? I got some better training. Sheesh, dang, everybody always tripping. But what it is it's a form of design and layout, and I know how it works, so I don't apply it like the way, you know, like 100%. I kind of just go into it, you know. It's almost like I kind of just know, right? But you can tell once you know it. And let me look up this number for you guys real quick. It's a 1.6 here, right here. Here it is. Look, before I even finish it, you can see the 1.6. Look, if I type 1.6 is 1.618, right? That's the number to the golden ratio. You see how it's used in art, geometry, design, theology, life, cosmetology, beauty, mathematics. And this is it's called the phi ratio, the golden ratio, and it's basically it's you know what, it's kind of hard for me to explain. I get it, I understand it, but they get into the deeper math of it. But it's a way, it's kind of like life. It's kind of like the cycle, you know what I mean? So, you know, to break it all down and to, you know, give it to you in the most simplest terms, it's like balance. It's balance. So a lot of times we use 1, 3, 5, 7 when we design it. Now, so I'm gonna give you an example, and that all equates to this number here, and I don't know how it figures itself out, but that's pretty much how it works, right? So I'm gonna give you an example. Now, I'm gonna show you something real quick. Let's say we're gonna look up some bed spreads, right? Or no, let's say look up a bed set, right? Now watch something here. Let's look at the bed set, and I'm just randomly picking something, right? Notice how now, hopefully I get fortunate. You know, sometimes these things be proving me wrong, but let's zoom in on this. Let me see if they're using that number. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They're using, oh, okay. So they're not really using 6. Actually, they're using 3. They're using the 3s. Why? Because those 3 match right there, and then those 3 different things, but they kind of all coordinated. So, okay, shut up, Terrence. You're goofing off again. You're making yourself look stupid. Okay, so let me make myself look right for a change. Okay, let's use this one. I know I know what I'm talking about, but sometimes I try to get it done, man, and I'm just be all over the place. So I'm all over the place right now because I didn't really practice this out. But I just know it. I know it because I've been studying design, things like that. Okay, so let's see if we get fortunate here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. No. Oh yeah, actually we are. Really, the way this works, and the reason why it looks aesthetic or pleasing to the eye is because they're using the odd numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. See, they put this in the middle to offset that. If this wasn't in the middle, that would kind of, although it's even, it's like asymmetric, it's balanced, it's still, it don't do nothing for us, right? It's that little one thing that kind of make it fully balanced. And the same thing with these 3 pillows. So we're not, don't add up the entire pillow because they are going to match up. But right now, right, if you look, this is a set here, and then this is a set, but it's 3s. You see, it's 3s or it's 5s, or you can have, if I can get fortunate, I can find where it's 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so that's, you see the 5 here. Let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You see the 5 here, and you probably wonder to yourself, well, why do you give it twists and 5s? Why not even? Well, because it's a balance thing that we deal with. You see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We got the 6, but they making me look bad. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You see that 5? Then they got the 6, but the 6 is kind of still really off, right? Shut up, Terrence. Okay, I'll shut up because I'm really coming off goofy. All right, but you get it. You should get it. Same thing goes with and I'll get in more in detail with it. You know what I'm saying? I'm really just wasting time, but I really want to try to get this. Like, for example, a suit. A suit. Let me see, 3-piece, right? Oh my goodness. Let me see. Let me use Steve Harvey. He used color. Because this gray stuff ain't doing me no justice. Okay. All right. So let's see. Okay. So a lot of people not wearing as much color as they used to. You know, Detroit used to wear yellow suits. How about that? But there's a ratio to the color of how you should dress up. Okay. Again, we don't. You know what? Let me think. Yeah. Let me pause. Actually, I did a thing before. I know I'm rambling now, ain't I? Let me pause this. I'm gonna show you something real quick. Man, I can't find it. I can't find what I'm trying to help y'all with. And you know why? Because it should be, honestly, it just should be its own topic, its own subject. I shouldn't be trying to squeeze this information in with you guys. Anyway, I was looking at 135 rule. Basically what it is, and I'll just summarize it for you. Basically, what it does is this 135 rule really applies to kind of like everything in life. So if I pull this up, and I did this in the last tutorial, and we're going to go ahead and just kind of chop it up real quick on this one. The 135 rule, or actually it still applies to the golden ratio, where the number come in at. And what that is if that's A, the length of that is A, you don't, to get a balanced look or balanced anything in life, you don't really chop it in half. You chop it at like almost at a third, right? You chop it almost at a third here, right? And then so now you got that, and you got that, then you got that, and then you add those two together to make the long. You understand? So let's say we take that, Control X. So here it is. So we have the long. Then if you cut it in half, well, not, you don't cut it in half, you cut it in a third. Then you have this. Then you have this. And what makes the balance is, let's make a copy of that. And let's see here. Let's move that. So we're gonna merge one of them together. All right, just gonna make it a whole. Oh my goodness. Okay. Oh, Terrence, you messing up. You screwing up royally. Anyway, man, look. Your homie Grand Tizzle, man. See, you know, this is happening because this don't supposed to be a tutorial, but guess what? I can't help to teach. That's just in my blood. It's in my nature. There's nothing I can do about it, right? Okay, so here's it long, and then here's it cut at a third, and basically what you do is, or how you see it is, like so. See? And for some reason these threes work, and how it is that's where the 1.6.18 and if it cuts like that, it gets calculated, and somebody going in the comment gonna be like, what you mean, Terrence, is blah 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 blah, and you're gonna have a science professor say da, da, da. Then I'm gonna respond like exactly, and really that's who should be giving this course here, professors. But I'm gonna say this rule applies to pretty much everything in life. That's why like when you do music, like cycle of fifths, you always start off with the one chord, and then you move to the third, and then to the fifth, back to the one. That's in simple terms. And then you move all the way around the scale based on that progression. You know what I'm saying? So everything kind of moves like in thirds to make it right, to make it sound right and balanced. And the same thing goes with like if you decorating your home. If you got a dominant color, then the entire wall, for example, would be this one color. And then you're going to have a complementary accented color, which depends on what color you use, but it got to be the complementary color. Then you're going to have this, and that's going to be, so if this is one would be like 100% if you paint the wall. So the whole room is beige, right? Then you got your two complementary colors, which could be, what's complementary to beige? Blue, right? Blue and brown, right? Brown is in that color family. So this can be brown. So you got beige. The whole room is painted beige because you don't want to paint your whole room brown. So your whole room is painted beige. Then now you got some brown furniture. And the reason why the furniture is because you see how much of this it is. So for it to be pleasing and balanced to the eye, you're going to have a bigger part of the secondary color if you're doing three colors, right? And then when you do your accent colors, which is going to be blue, you do it small. And the way we see it, the way our brain works, it's aesthetically pleasing to the eye because it's balanced for some reason. Now we can get deep off into it. I'll do a little research so I can explain it to you much more clear so that you can understand it the way I understand it. I understand it, but I don't know how to explain it to you in a way where I fully understand. I don't know how I can explain it to you in a way the way I understand it. You understand? So no, of course. But anyway, so that would be beige. So the 100% of the room would be beige, the walls. And then the accent would be the couch and the sofa, the love seat. So that's the big part. So that's going to look pleasing. Pleasing, right? The beige couch matching the wall exactly that's not going to look pleasing. It's going to look bland. So you give it now it's crazy because you'd be like, well, why we can't do blue? Well, because blue, you can't do blue couches. Well, because it would be too much, right? You understand what I'm getting at? It's better for your accents to be blue. So for example, if you got the big beige wall, and look at the colors on here. See, that's ironic. Now that I'm talking about blue, beige, da da da. Look at the complementary colors here. We got the beige skin. Oh, it's in the opposite though. It's the opposite direction because it's predominantly blue, and then with the accenting down. Okay, and even with the pink, because pink is part of that color scheme too. But anywho, I lost my thought. I'm always losing my thought because I'm talking too much. But let me get back to it. So the whole wall is beige. The couch is brown. Now, why Terrence? Why you do the couch blue? Well, it don't work like that. We'll talk about it later. But it looks better if you have the beige wall, the brown couches, and then the accent blues. So what will really look nice is if you had pillows with a splash of all three colors in it, right? So those pillows is going to make that brown couch look beautiful. Like brown could look ugly, but when you got a powder blue splash of color inside the pillows, now all of a sudden that brown coffee couch look elegant for some reason. And the other thing you can do is, because this wall is beige, let's say it's light beige, then your pictures should have a teeny bit of beige in it, but a lot of brown and blues in it. You got the contrast in colors, so that way it pops off the wall. Now I learned this. I've been studying this. I've been doing it all my life because, of course I'm a graphic artist. But I learned to decorate my home. So by me being a painter and an artist, I learned all these things so I can know how my house can look, so it can just look pleasing without spending a whole lot of money. You know what I'm saying? Just paint the wall beige, buy you a brown couch, get you some blue splash pillows, and make a picture of matching it, and you really got it very decent looking home, clean and really sophisticated looking. So anyway, I hope you benefited from that, because these are the thirds. So it's basically working in odds, right? So that applies to the number system. I was saying that it applies to life, period. Design, decoration, even color, even life. There's a 1, 3, 5, 7. I don't know, y'all. Y'all know what I'm talking about. I'm sounding like a nut by now. But anywho, that's the reason why the arrangements work like that. That's the reason why. So let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I got 6, and I still feel the off balance, but I'm gonna deal with that later on. Maybe we'll make another ball. Maybe we'll do something and shrink it down so we can have some type of balance here, right? But the other thing you may want to do is, you got the big ball, so you don't want the other balls kind of the same size. You want to adjust the size of the balls, right? Too, and also the placement, So, it's all part of the learning game, y'all, But, again, this was a fun tutorial that I wanted to put together, and really we wasn't going to get into detail about why these things work, but I guess it was just okay to share with you guys, because you got some new insight, and you can apply that. You can apply that to you. Now, what I want you to do, since you're all nosy and trying to make me look stupid, I want you to watch something after this video. Now let me pull it up. I'm gonna still put the link in the description, but I want you to watch something specific. So this is going to be the video that I want you guys to check out. And if you wanted to do further research, you can, and I encourage you to do it. It's just training, and it just helps you out in your composition. All right, but this one is called the golden ratio versus the rule of thirds, and she kind of just go over a little bit of the science behind it. She talk about it, and there's the A, and she explained it to you much more better than I can. I'll come back later and I'll explain it to you in terms of art and things like that. She just explained it to you just in a typical way. And then there's other things. There's Fibonacci in the 𝗃𝗂𝗿𝘀. I don't know, man. But anyway, she shows you. She helps you to understand it. Anyway, so let's move on. So to make this look pleasing, we're going to pull up just one more image. So we'll use future, and going to get him off in the mix here. And maybe we can just use the little magic wand here. Let's turn up the brush. All right, and forgive me for really being real sloppy about that. The quick little lesson I just tried to give y'all on the golden ratio. I really like to really teach and really get it right, but that one was really just all over the place. That's because really I should be singing instead of teaching. Turn out the lights. I'm looking for. I don't know how he got famous with that and all, the voice and all that stuff, but he did. So I guess it's okay to sing like that. All right, we ain't about to make no big deal about here. Look, let me just get this. I'm just gonna draw that in, man. You know what I'm saying? Making a big old fuss over this boy's arm. Okay, what else? We ain't about to be making no fuss over that boy arm. Okay, let's put this boy, let's shrink him out. and see where we can place him where we got some balance going on here. Now I want to put some lettering. I want to leave some space for some lettering, so maybe we can shrink him somewhere and okay, maybe, I don't know. So let's see, let's move Chris over here. And, well, he's still trying to get in touch with Nikki. She all over the place. She's somewhere in Texas with Young Jock and them. I mean, Scrappy and them down there with them. Okay, so not behind the ball, but before the ball. That's cool. And then we can put her, tilt her a little. See, okay, so now you notice that, you see the sizes. I mean, to really make it really nice and balanced, we'll have him smallest, and then we'll have him a little bigger, then a little bigger than him, right? And then we'll fit him somewhere in between. Maybe we'll duck him off a little bit. So we got a balanced kind of, balanced kind of look there. Cool. Great. Okay. And those are cool. Now what I'm gonna do to preserve some time, not waste your time, I'm going to pause this here. Let me select him. I'm gonna pause this. I'm gonna put some cartoon effect on them, guys. And if you watch my tutorials, you already know how to do it, right? So if you want to know how to do it, just simply watch one of the cartoon creating tutorials. But I'm gonna pause this and kind of maybe just do him and 𝗵, and we'll probably just leave them as is. Actually, I think I got some liquid brushes. Let me see if I still got them loaded up. No, I don't. Idiot. Okay, let me load some up then. Jeez, water splash here. Okay. Let's see what we got here. Let's go behind the mask. Okay, yeah, we got something. I can use that. And let's see. I don't know if we can adjust the levels on this because it's just one color. Right? Okay, well, it looks like we can. Alright, forget about it. I actually don't want it blue, but let's see another splash here. And if you would like to get your hands on some of these, members have access to all of them, of course. But you can download some of these brushes at 𝗵𝗶𝗄𝗏.com. 𝗵𝗶𝗄𝗏.com. Okay, maybe we can put this swirl here. Yeah, that's fine. Maybe right there too. Cool. Just splashes for. I have no clue. It just look cool. All right, and we can go ahead and www that one out. All right, that's definitely all wrong. So let's reinvent that there. All caps. bottom. And we'll change the font to a more of a mixtape style type font, which is normally it can be a traditional that, but the idea is to shrink it down, take it off of bold, and to get the look that you might be wanting to look for is spread them out, and then give it this, and give it that vibe there. And I don't know, it just look balanced and pleasing. That's why we do it. There's no explanation behind that one there. Just kind of more or less like a traditional thing. Now, since you can't see it, you might want to put a little rim around it, a stroke, either a stroke or a shadow. In this case, I'm going ahead and put a shadow. So I can kind of stay incognito a little, you know. And you know, it wouldn't do its thing. You know, let's do something else. Let me see what they say. Just to add a little bit more text dynamics to it. Of course, you can take it and change it and do whatever. Put it however you want to put it. But just to give some text dynamics. Fill it up. And then we can probably we're gonna do a little something fun here. First, let's put some glints. I mean some sheens on there. So let's go. You already know how we do that. We hit our linear dodge, and then we get our little paintbrush. And then we go in there and we start painting some globes. Right? Let's make some things pop hither and thither. And don't worry, it's not super bright, not yet anyway. And we're gonna get to that. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about all that. We're gonna get to all that. Okay, cool. I'll make it brighter and brighter as the day grows dark. Okay, let's zoom in so we can have a little. And let's get a little brighter, shrink it, put a little bit more glints here and there. Find little special spots. And if you can recall, and I may have to do another tutorial, man, because some of us don't get it that, you know, get it that quick. You need a couple times, couple explanations, a few variations to really get it. Okay, and then we'll go to our lightest, and this is where it's really gonna be hot. Hot burn. Yeah. We're gonna sacrifice a little bit of, but it's gonna look good at the end of the day. Good. Matter of fact, let me go a little more. Yeah, nice. Okay. Okay. Now let's top it off by putting maybe something like that here. Yeah, them always look good. Maybe we can go across future face. Okay, we ain't gonna overdo it, Holmes, and let's put a little star there. Matter of fact, boom. Little sheens there. Feel like the eyebrows. Little star here, little star there. Maybe a little next little star in the corner. Yeah, it's nice, peaceful. I mean, he made me feel so relaxed. I don't know what it was. I guess he was so high. Sometimes another person can be so zooted out It make you zoot it automatically. I don't know what it is about that. It just make you zoot it. He felt so good, I start feeling good. I stopped watching it for the tutorials. I just start watching it to feel good. You know what I mean? That's their homie Grand 𝗃𝘂𝗍𝗶 and 𝗃𝗂𝗿𝗀𝗃. Dang, I wish Bob Ross was still living, man. Okay. So that's looking kind of good. That's looking a little decent. Now let's go ahead and stage just a little bit of here, let's make another layer here, and let's pick a color that's in here, and kind of accent here. We pick like that. Yeah. Boom. And we'll let that be our little framing for the text. And let's just make another layer of that. And then we're just going there with something goofy like Mixtape. Let's take everything back to normal, regular here. We're gonna use a different font. Use a skinny font here, something like that. That's good. And let's get him back white. Actually, yeah, I'll just take tutorials. And then we'll take this top and spread her out to match the balance of the bottom there. Okay, that's good. And for my beat makers, for my producers, I just wanted to chat with you real quick. If you're watching this, of course I encourage you guys to learn all of this stuff, because if you're into music, you know, this is pretty much the next thing to get into, mixtape cover designs, because you're gonna need a way to promote it. And why pay somebody to do it, or why wait on somebody to do it? Just do it all yourself. Okay, let me rasterize these two here, and let's give this a coating. But I've been working on here. Let's maybe we can contrast that with like some blue. I've been working on some new production, and this production is actually I've been using Ableton Live. Right now. The reason why is because as a producer, sometimes you can get stuck in the rut of producing things that kind of sound the same. And it's simply because it's just the tools you're using. You want to change up the sound, you kind of change up the tools and the sounds that's in the tools. And I kind of found it pretty interesting, the things that you can come up with. gonna tone these down a little here. Yeah, something more like that. That fits better. It feels better. Yeah. Maybe even bring it in just a little. Yeah. So the production sounds pretty. It sounds pretty different. Definitely different from what you can produce in Reason, and it's because it's a whole totally different flow. We're gonna get off into more of that later on. I may have even added some music that I used in this tutorial. I'm not sure yet because this is not done. But once I mix this down, I may actually have used, a track. Very first track I produced in it. I've been had Ableton. I had Ableton for years. I just never cracked it open. Just never cracked it open. But I was pretty pleased with the results of after I cracked that puppy boy open and I started digging into it. It was very impressive. I was impressed. I was definitely impressed. So again, everything that I learned, you learn. Everything I know, you're gonna know. I'll teach you everything I know. What you do with it is up to you. But I definitely want to get off into what that madness was. And we're gonna, we're gonna get into some things, fam. So, I got some goody goods, some really goody goods in store for you guys over at the VIP section. All right, I'm gonna wrap this up. This is an hour. That's cool, and we ain't gonna go no further. Mixtape tutorials. Dang, I should have put Grand 𝗃𝗂 in there somewhere. I got Grand 𝗃𝗂 up there. Jeez, you must be what you call it? You vain, bro. I'm just gonna put 𝗃𝗂. Dang, sit your vain butt down somewhere, bro. Okay, so there's a number of reasons why I did this. For one, just kind of, pushing up on the skills, brushing up on the skills. And two, just giving you some content that you can, something that you can work with. A little bit of side promotion for the real tutorials. This is you just watching your homie Grand 𝗃𝗂 kick around, be a goofball and be silly, because you know how I do. But I really encourage you to go ahead and pick up the things. All right, so that's okay. That's looking kind of goofy. I really don't like the staging of that, the framing of that. It's kind of off and all that good stuff, but it is what it is. Let's see. Maybe we can. Maybe we can chop the middle of this so that can read only the 𝗃𝗂. I'll have to cut it in there. Okay, that's fine. And then we stack the shadow on that. And we'll make that shadow blue. Maybe darker. All right, that's it. All right, it's your homie Grand 𝗃𝗂, man. And all we did really was just sat down and talk, act crazy and did a little fun stuff and show you how you can, really, the main thing, really, what you get out of this session today, mainly, besides whatever little elements that you was able to pick up on, is the framing. Yeah, and we talked about the golden ratio and the rule of thirds, and in this particular case, we talked about the 1-3-5 rule, where you're using odds to get a specific, to get a certain type of look. And we talked about sizing and things like that. We can get much more in depth with it in the tutorials over at VIP.com. I mean, not VIP.com, today'sbeats.com/mixtape v2. I should have a link at the bottom. So if you want to learn a little bit more, you want to get more in depth, you go over there and check that out. It's on sale right now, and it will be coming off sale very soon. So if you're interested, make sure y'all go over there. I'm not going to say the price right now, because when the price change, I don't want you to get discouraged. Like, bro, it went from that to that. Yes. So I always have a lower price when I first release something, but it goes up. I gotta pay the bills. I gotta pay for hosting and things like that. So you gotta do what you gotta do. All right. But if you're not in the position, then your homie Grand Tizzle still show mad love. I still do the free tutorials. So I got a few free. I got a few speed painting videos I'm gonna be uploading. And then we're gonna learn some more things. All right. So if you want to learn more, of course, go over to todayspeech.com. Okay, I'm not gonna say that no more. Jeez, just wrap it up to you. Okay, so how do I wrap it up? I hope you enjoyed this. Hope you benefited from this. And thank you for watching. Make sure you subscribe. Please share. Comment make sure you leave a comment. Let me know something else that you might want to learn. Then I'll be more than happy to do it for you. Make sure it's one at a time. Don't be like, T, won't you just teach us, give us 100 tutorials on mixtape covers? No, I can't do that. But I will do some small little, usurps of some other things. All right. Okay, fam. I'm about to go back into Ableton and make some more beats, man. You know what I'm saying? Go have some fun and make some beats. So my beat making students, man, y'all make sure that y'all tune in to the madness, because we about to have a lot of fun. All right, with this good stuff. All right, y'all. So I'm signing out right now. My wife vacuuming, and it's got the vacuum going on in the background. It just really sounding real crazy right now for me. You know what I mean? But again, I just wanted to share a little thing that I was putting together, brushing up on my skills. All right. So thank you for watching. Till the next time. Until the next time. I'll see you, man. I'll see you when I spin it. Peace.